When Lucas slips on the power glove and fires it up and presses the buttons, I'm like, that is for sure the notes from Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately, I was like, boop, 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 boop.
So at the end with the dinosaurs,
Yes.
you know, and
yes.
they realized that's where his sister had died.
That's not where his sister died. What movie did you watch where you think that the dinosaurs is where his sister died? Did you watch the movie? Tell me the truth.
I did.
Christ, Max.
So the dinosaurs look familiar.
Yeah.
It's the Wheel Inn restaurant in Cabazon, California. And that's where Large Marge dropped off Pee-wee, right? And he hung out with Simone and like the giant dinosaurs.
Correct. Max, I've got a fact for you.
Okay.
The truck that Spanky Frank McRae borrows from Old Pete is the same truck driven by Sylvester Stallone's Lincoln Hawk character for most of the movie Over the Top.
No, it's not.
You can even see Hawk hauling on the door as Spanky climbs into the cab during the rescue of Jimmy from the runaway recovery expert. Welcome to Buzzn The Tower, a podcast dedicated to the movies of the 1980s. Prepare to be stuffed in our DeLorean and taken on a trip through the best decade of film ever.
Hey Mo, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. So if you love Caddyshack, The Goonies, Aliens, Weird Science, Spies Like Us, The Great Outdoors, Empire Strikes Back, The Great Muppet Caper, Pretty in Pink, Predator, Rocky IV, Roadhouse, Say Anything, Real Genius, Short Circuit, Some Kind of Wonderful, Beverly Hills Cop, Akira, Tango and Cash, The Breakfast Club, and They Live, just to name a few, then sit back, relax, and get ready to be entertained. Because we came here to chew bubblegum and podcast about 80s movies, and we're all out of bubblegum. If you haven't already, subscribe to Buzzn The Tower on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever your favorite podcast platform is. And while you're there, leave a review and a 5-star rating. It's a moral imperative! You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, and all social media platforms by searching the tag @Buzzn The Tower. That's BUZZN The Tower. Also, check out our website, buzzinthetower.com, and grab some officially licensed gear. It's so choice. If you have the means, I highly recommend picking some up. Now, if you want to get nuts, let's get nuts. Head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/BuzzinTheTower. With memberships as low as $3 a month, you can have access to tons of extra content, and a portion of all proceeds go directly to Save Ferris. Doc O'Shea, darling Doc O'Shea. Buzzn The Tower is brought to you by Sonic Loans. You can find them at sonicloans.com. Max, if you want to invest the type of time that I want to invest into my Nintendo fetish, and it is quite the fetish, we're going to talk about it today.
Really?
You got to have a mortgage that gives you the freedom to have an entire gaming room filled with original NES video games.
37 Power Gloves.
Oh, God bless America. Sonic Loans is Charlie's brainchild. He created this company with his wife and family to make sure that he could go out there and help people that needed a good mortgage, didn't want to get stuck with a crappy PMI, or if you're refinancing your home too. Our fantasy game rooms or movie rooms or all the things we want, it all starts with a good mortgage. You can't be getting gouged every single month financially and expect to have nice fancy things. And reach out to Sonic Loans today. Tell them that Buzzn The Tower sent you, and they'll take care of you and make sure that you can afford fancy things.
NMLS number 1955855. Not available in all states. Not a commitment to lend. Additional requirements apply. Visit sonicloans.com or call 313-488-4888 for more information.
Buzzn The Tower is also brought to you by Bolton Legal Group. You can find them at boltonlegalgroup.com for a free consultation. Call 248-595-0001. Max, in the 1989 blockbuster, The Wizard, there seems to be some confusion on how custody works. So I also think you're going to want to reach out to Bolton Legal Group. They are the attorneys you want in your corner. If you're entering the Armageddon tournament, but if you're entering into those things, you want to make sure that you have legal representation. You want to make sure that the contracts are signed. If you're a child who's Rain Man illegally gambling at the craps table with the guy from Batteries Not Included, you got to make sure that you have legal representation the right way. Bolton Legal
Or Fred
Group,
Savage.
They're going to take care of you. They're going to make sure that you get the right people in your corner. They're aggressive, they're efficient. Bird law, Reno, Nevada law, you name it, they
Gaming
do it.
law.
Reach out to Bolton Legal Group today. Tell them that Buzzn The Tower sent you, and get ready to enjoy, love, romanticize the legal experience. Today's episode, The Wizard. After his little brother Jimmy, played by Luke Edwards, is put in a mental institution, Corey, played by Fred Savage, breaks him out, and the pair run off together to California. On their travels, Corey meets a girl named Haley, played by Jenny Lewis, and discovers that Jimmy is a master at playing video games. With talents like this, he could easily win the top prize of $50,000 at Video Armageddon. While the three travelers hitchhike to the competition, the boys' parents hire a bounty hunter to track them down. Max, today on Buzzn The Tower, we talk about a movie close to my heart, the 1989 video game fantasy, The Wizard. I'm Mo Shapiro, and joining me as always, the Sega Genesis to my Nintendo, Max Sanders. And with that,
I was a Sega guy.
I bet you were. I have never been so sure of something in my life that I would have said you're a Sega
Sonic,
guy.
Virtual Fighter.
Say it.
Sega.
I'm so glad you knew that.
Yeah, of course.
Very rarely do I rewatch a movie that evokes so many memories and emotions as this movie did.
I couldn't believe last week you didn't realize this was an 80s movie.
I thought it was a 90s. Well, it's on the cusp.
Screams
It's on
80s though. Send me an angel?
Come on.
Right now?
You're stealing all my gusto. I was going to talk about that. But like right out the gate, the fact that this movie and Rad share the greatest song ever.
Yeah.
Do you remember in Rad when that song was played?
Yeah, it's the bicycle
bike
scene.
dance.
Yeah.
Not the bicycle scene. The whole movie is a bicycle scene.
Yeah.
The bike dance scene.
Yeah.
It's the part where they're on the bikes, you know?
Yeah, they're playing video games.
But you're talking to you. What's that movie? You know?
I think he's talking to you. But they use it in the worst way in this. It's just them hitchhiking.
Yeah. It's a montage. They use it as a montage.
I've never seen a hitchhiking montage. Failure
Send
hitchhiking.
me an angel.
There's a lot of hitchhiking in this movie.
Right now.
And it doesn't, usually they promote like friendly hitchhiking. These are adults stealing from children.
Yeah. So if Rain Man, Raising Arizona, and the Monster Squad had a mutant baby.
Yeah. And then like you sprinkled in 3 men and a baby and like kind of a negative scenario turned positive.
And a little bit of Stand By Me.
Oh, yeah.
Just a touch.
At the end, the dinosaur stuff.
Yeah, and like the father, son, and there's good actors. And here's the problem.
What is this movie?
This is a classic example of a bunch of writers got in a room.
No, one writer who never wrote anything again.
Like I said, one writer who never wrote anything again got in a room and said, give me everything. Give me Nintendo. This is an example in my mind of the power of Nintendo. This is when Nintendo was just bursting, right?
Why aren't there more movies like this?
There are. The Mario movie that just came out, it was bonkers.
I mean,
blockbuster.
I'm saying in the late 80s. Why are there more video game based movies?
Did you ever see the movie Punch Out? Tyson's Punch Out, the movie?
No.
I'm kidding. That wouldn't fly. Well, now Tyson's fine. Do you remember like Tyson's Punch Out was the game?
Yeah, it's impossible to beat him.
And it's not possible to beat him at all. I beat Tyson 100 times.
When he blinks and stuff, it's hard.
Dude, it's not hard.
Do you have Nintendo?
Yeah.
Show me.
Fine, I will.
It is difficult.
More important than that, do you remember when they removed his name from it because of like all the naughty things he did? But now he's okay.
Yeah.
Now he's like acceptable. Just funny to me. Max, welcome to the show.
Hello.
I'm Mo Shapiro, for those who don't know, and this is Max Sanders. You've already done two dumb things today.
I spent 6 hours getting stabbed in a chair yesterday.
Why are you getting stabbed in a chair?
Tattoo.
Oh, you got a tattoo. Tell everybody about your new tattoo.
It's Steven Universe, which is a like very positive, family friendly. I'm telling you, your kids would love it.
I know you've brought it up before. I need to watch it with them.
But it was really embarrassing. I hadn't been to this tattoo artist in 6 years, and she's really good. And she has like a 6-month waiting list. And I thought maybe she didn't like me because I was in my 20s when I got tattoos from her, and I was very bro-ish and kind of hungover all the time.
But you're always kind. Like you've been in the service industry for so long. You always treat people well, and you always overpay and tip.
Yeah, no, I was hungover a lot, and I was kind of like telling stories about me being stupid. Like bro stories.
Yeah.
And so everything was going great. We were talking movies and TV and all that kind of stuff for 5.5 hours. In hour 5.5 plus, I was sitting in this position where it's like...
Were you cramped?
No. Well, yes.
Yeah.
But like kind of like that side pillow.
Yeah.
Like, you know how they say...
Downward facing dog.
Sagat from Street Fighter is the best way to sleep. You know, with your hand and your foot like that.
Yeah.
And I audibly tooted. About 5.5 hours in. I was holding it in the whole time.
Yeah.
And
how'd she react to that?
I tried to.
Was she a pro? Was she like, it happens all the time?
Well, no. Kinda. So
she instantly threw up all over the ground and said, "Rookies in the back puking." Oh my God.
So I tried to play it off like it didn't happen for a second.
Richard, what did you do?
And she looked at me like, "Come on." I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. You know, that's stupid." And I think I blew it.
You blew what?
I don't know my relation.
You're engaged.
No, I know, but like,
You don't think you're getting a call back from this one?
yeah, maybe. I meant like tattooing wise.
No,
Hopefully,
you're fine.
Yeah, I
Come
know.
on. Similarly.
Similarly?
Yeah,
Give us-
similarly. So, at my fire station, one of our firefighters, who's also a police captain, his wife runs a yoga studio. It's an incredible studio. I should probably plug it. It's called Explore Yoga, and yoga actually is widely popular now with firefighters for a couple of reasons. One is flexibility is key if you get in tight spaces. The other is breathing control. So she was kind enough to let the firefighters come into the station, or come into her studio. And, it's like a bunch of, firefighters in their 30s and 40s. And then,
ripping them?
And then just this like gorgeous, 20-year-old yoga instructor. And everybody was holding him, but we have one firefighter who just didn't care.
Yeah.
And it was just incredible. Just the loudest. And then it just became a symphony of farts. and it seemed like nobody really cared. It was really amazing. And they were great about it. They're like, yeah, in yoga, that's very normal. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know about tattoo. You're like, oh, that was weird. The other day I was at the dentist and I was just blowing out the dentist's chair.
I have weird stomach problems because I eat so much vegetables.
You have so many problems.
Yeah.
It's an incredible
None of
list.
them are mine, though.
What'd you do to your lip? Did you cut your lip?
I don't know.
Oh, God, Max. I need you to take a vacation. Pull it together. All right. Anyways, where'd we leave off? The Wizard.
Yes.
Oh, no. Before The Wizard.
Follow us.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, hello.
I'm Mo Shapiro. This is Max Sanders. And together we are
Buzzn The Tower.
Armageddon. If this is your first time listening to the show, please subscribe, follow, do all those things that help the show out. Leave a review. We love hearing them. If you want more content, check out our TikTok or any of our social media platforms at Buzzn The Tower, BUZZN The Tower. BuzzNTheTower.com for the website to get a nice little holiday gift for your loved ones, and Patreon.com/BuzzNTheTower. Today we're talking about the 1989 flick The Wizard that took everything that I loved about everything and put it into a movie.
On some research, I found out what the elevator pitch of this movie was.
Can you wait? Because I have the same information and it's amazing.
It must make you happy.
It makes me very happy.
Yeah.
It explains why I love this movie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
It's okay.
I hate when you get the same things I do.
Sorry.
But you and I are just so both brilliant. We just stumble on the same things all the time. So let me start with this. I want to go into the nostalgic piece of this for a moment. Okay. In 1989, I am 10 years old.
Yeah.
Right? I'm my son's age.
Yep.
Right now, when I see my son's obsession with certain things, whether it's like Mr. Beast or
Is he a gamer?
He's not like a hardcore gamer, but there's like some
Mario
things that he
Kart?
loves. No. He's more into like whatever that crap is where you build stuff and
Oh, Minecraft?
yeah, he's like a Minecraft kid. But Max, in 1989, all I did
Was playing Nintendo?
was play Nintendo.
Yeah.
I played Nintendo so much, and it's funny because I think I made fun of you the other day because you told me you were a World of Warcraft kid, right?
Yeah.
Which
Stan.
is unbelievable. But you were probably in your teens doing that.
Yeah.
For me, it was probably from when I was like, I don't even know, like maybe 7 years old to like 14. I played a lot of video games.
Yeah.
But all Nintendo. I was system like.
Did you upgrade? Did you go Super NES,
Oh yeah,
N64?
I went N64, the Cube,
Yeah.
everything. It was like a seminal event in my household whenever we would get one of these, and I played the crap out of them. When the Nintendo World Championship came out, are you familiar with that event?
Is that where you win the gold Mario?
Yeah, dude.
game?
I went to Cobo Hall and competed and made it. To
Oh,
day
really?
2. I made it to day 2.
No way.
It was. I have to share this story
So you're a wizard.
because you're gonna love this. It's so amazing. So when you competed in the Nintendo World Championship, you went into, it was at Cobo Hall, and there were these little like booths everywhere. You have to remember something at the time. There's no internet.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's nothing like this. I've never been exposed to anything like this in my life, right? And my whole life, and there's no, like, even today, there's colleges that have EA sports teams that play video games.
Yep.
Back then, you're just kind of in your own little world playing video games. I don't know anything about what's going on, right? I walk into this arena, and it's a special game. And the way the game works is, and God, I'm stretching my memory here. I believe you start off by playing Mario, and you have like, let's say 60 seconds to get as many points as you can.
So exactly
in
this
Mario.
game? I mean, exactly this movie?
Is that how it was? Mario, Rad Racer, and Tetris were the 3 games.
In the end, it was Super Mario.
No, so that's different.
3.
The movie's different.
Yeah.
It wasn't that at the Nintendo World Championship. It was
But it sounded similar.
original Mario,
Yep.
like some period of time.
Yep.
Rad Racer,
Okay.
some period of time, and then Tetris, some period of time. And
Good eclectic 3. I like it.
Yeah, and it rolls back to back to back, and then your total score. So in order to make it to the next day of the group you were competing against, you had to have the highest score. So I had a crush on this girl, right?
Ooh.
Her name was Diane Decker.
Did she have pigtails like the girl in this
No,
one?
she did not. But her name was Diane Decker. I remember this vividly. I was like, there was only a handful of girls when I was really young that I like was obsessed with.
Have you Facebooked her?
No, I think years ago I might
do it right now.
I should try
no,
to find her.
Do it on the.
I'm not doing it right now.
I'm gonna do it.
Super sketchy. Can you put your computer down? And
No.
listen? Come on, you're gonna love.
What
this.
if she's like a
Stop it?
adult entertainer?
Stop it. I'm sure she doesn't have that last name anymore. Will you put your damn hands down and pay
You're
attention?
nervous.
You're the one who's in such a rush.
This is gonna be how your marriage is. Just.
Her maiden name was Elizabeth.
I haven't been on Facebook long enough. I need
There
you
you
to send
go.
me a
Thanks.
code.
Perfect. That's great. Anyways, so every time that you compete, you have to pay like $30, $20. Again, back then, this is like the 80s. That's like $500, right?
Yeah.
So my mom was like, "Hey, was it my dad? No, it was my mom that took me. She's like, you get like 2 tries."
Oh, you can repeat try?
Yeah, you can keep, because that's how they're making a fortune off of this, right? Kids like me.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it the first time. I didn't do the second time. And I'm like in tears. I'm like, please let me do it one more time. So I do it the third time. I make it.
Yeah.
I am like screaming and shouting and hooting and hollering. And I'm on the stage, right? I make it to like the big stage area.
Yep.
And like my score goes up there. My name is on a screen.
Oh, yeah.
And I look into the crowd and I see Diane Decker.
Ooh.
And I'm instantly humiliated. And I don't know why, because
You were winning.
I was awkward, and I didn't think it was that cool. I'm like, I can't believe she found me here. Additionally, when I came home from this, you know how my dad and I were not like particularly close, right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, this is like he connected with me on this. So he had a stopwatch, and he trained me on the 3, because it was the same 3 games, and he trained me for a week.
So like in the movie, yeah.
It was kind of like the movie.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's my little nostalgia for you.
That's incredible.
This movie starts off right with, and I made a list of all of the different video games that were in this movie, because I think it's important.
Are there 98 of them or no?
No. There's like only a handful of games that were in this movie.
The movie starts like Iron Eagle, by the way. Like
It does.
the plane. I was like, am I
100%.
watching Iron
100%.
Eagle?
Double Dragon,
Yep.
which Max, that was a game that I played the hell out of.
Yeah.
That's a big game. Ninja Gaiden, which
That's a big deal
Have you
one?
ever played that game before?
No.
The opening of that video game has got this like almost magna Japanese anime, like da-na-na,
Yeah.
da-na-na, and it's like all animated, and it's an amazing game. It's one of my all-time favorite games. When they made those little tiny Nintendos that you could buy, the fact that it had that on there was like incredible to me. Mario 2 was all over it. F1 Dream, which I never really got into. Things like the Nintendo case, when Lucas opens up the case and he's got all of his games. I mean, that was real. I had one of those. I had hundreds of video games, by the way.
And there was Super Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right?
I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I got the whole list. The Power Glove.
Yep.
So the Power Glove, Bolton Legal Group, their founder, Ian Bolton, his parents, that was a gift I got for a birthday.
Oh my
was the
God.
Power Glove. Amazing.
What was it going for
It was,
back then?
I don't know, like $80, which is a boatload.
Yeah,
of
so like
money.
400, 500 nowadays.
It was a total piece of crap.
Yeah,
it was
really?
it was the worst thing ever. Worst thing ever. But it was amazing to have it. Rad Racer, which we talked about. The best part about Rad Racer is if you press down on your controller, you could change the music.
Oh, that's cool.
So you could pick whatever music you wanted. And then in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is arguably the most difficult game ever made by Nintendo.
Really?
The swimming scene in the swimming level where you have to go by like the electrified fences and everything. It's like there's a couple TikTok videos that are like why my generation has anxiety issues, and it shows trying to swim through the electric fields.
What about the water temple from Zelda?
That's tough too.
Yeah.
But it's not as tough as
Oceana of Time or Oshi.
Oh, you're talking like not
N64.
OG. Yeah. You're not.
I'm a little
younger.
older than you.
I know.
I mean, younger.
No, you're younger.
Yeah.
Pull it together. Super Mario 3. The fact that this video game premiered at this
Did
movie.
it actually? Okay.
Yeah.
That's the introduction of Yoshi, right? Is Super Mario 3.
Is it?
Because I remember 2
you're right.
2 wasn't as big a hit,
Nope,
and
you're
3
right.
was a mega hit.
Well, so they argue that 3 was a mega hit because of the movie The Wizard.
Oh, interesting.
I think it probably could be as much Yoshi. 3 was a game changer.
3 is my favorite Mario.
2 is great.
3 is my favorite.
Yeah, 2 is a fever dream. You know that, right?
No, what do you mean?
When you beat 2, he wakes up.
Oh, no way.
It's a fever dream.
So it's like a Saint Elsewhere. It was all a dream.
That's why it's like the stage and the dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun,
I hate
dun,
that.
dun. Man, I love it. We talked about Send Me an Angel from the movie Rad, which is also in this movie as well, which is incredible.
In the most unnecessary scene montage ever.
I know, it's true.
Kids trying to get a ride.
What are your favorite parts about this movie?
That it's every trope imaginable jammed into one.
There's a lot of tropes.
Like
it's very tropey.
You have the older brother who's drinking, and like I love that everyone has to explain what everyone's doing all the time. Like the dad is like, "You've been drinking and stealing my truck," and he says,
It's got mud on it. Why
Yeah.
does my truck have mud?
Or the dad turns into loving video games. the whole family that they took a very serious subject and kind of serious plot line. Like if you pitch this word for what the plot was, it sounds like a very serious rated R family drama, but they candy coated it in this weird way where it's fun to watch. Like you said, the Benny Hill music behind it kind of thing.
Yeah, they get a bounty hunter to hunt their kid down.
Yeah.
They're also like very insensitive. The stepdad's like,
Time for a home.
lock him up.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 years earlier, he watched his twin sister die.
Yeah.
Can we have like a little patience for this guy?
Is the mom kind of like the son? They mentioned that kind of, right? Don't they? That they're probably similar in like how they relate to each other in the world.
I don't remember that at all.
Okay.
I remember like that. I remember them not liking the mom because the mom was kind of like a jerk.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what you're referring to.
And you get a road trip movie. You get a training montage stuff.
You get Bo Bridges and Christian Slater.
Is it Bo Bridges or Bew Bridges?
No, it's Bo.
Okay, got it.
Bo Bridges.
Yeah. It's spelled Beau.
Yeah, Bo.
It's confusing.
It's not Bew.
Bew
Bridges.
I'd watch a whole movie of just them hanging out.
That dynamic is kind of cool, and it's over dramatized teen angst, right? Like, Dad, you don't understand me.
Yeah.
But buried underneath that is like a really sweet like road trip with my dad moment.
And the son wants to connect with his dad. You know, he's like, we can't even talk. You know what I mean? Like, and he comes back and plays video games and hopes he can connect with him. Like that's different.
When he opens up the map, and I'm just like, God, man, I just don't even like, I don't even remember a time when like you had to use a map. Like one of the most classic movie moments in all movies is like opening the map and not being able to see where you're going in the car.
I'm so happy I never had to deal with that.
Oh,
I'd be lost still.
When I moved to LA in 2002,
Yep.
This is again before GPS. We had to use something called the Thomas Guide, which was like this map that you would have, and I was like, I'd get lost all the time.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
On the 4.5 and all that? Yeah.
The 405?
Yes.
On the 456?
I got
the 123?
I got close.
I got close.
2 out of 3.
Just FYI, when you write your autobiography,
Yeah.
The title is I got close, the Max Sanders story.
Me shrugging.
It's the best idea ever.
How I
Will you
manage.
please write that book? I got close. I'm not going to be able to come back from
horseshoes and hand grenades. I got close.
I got close. And don't add to it. Just I got close.
Okay.
Leave a little something for the imagination. I got close.
So tell people what this movie's about.
I mean
the small synopsis.
So I think that what this movie is about is too many things, right? Because really what it's about is that classic 80s children dealing with adult situations.
Yeah, a little Spielbergian in that.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
how do you deal with divorce? How do you deal with a dad who's...
Death, divorce, disconnection from family.
Yeah, medical issues.
Yep. And then, they meet this girl, and clearly she's dealing with a mother who has a gambling problem, a father who's never home. Yeah. Like all those things factor into this big... I don't know. This movie tries to do a lot of things at once.
Yeah.
And, I'm a huge Fred Savage fan. Although... I didn't know this. Do you know that Fred Savage is like a very troubling person?
What do you mean?
He was canceled. Did you know about any of this?
Recently?
Yeah. So listen, this is wild.
Oh, I'm going to look this up.
No, don't even look it up.
Okay.
You'll go down a rabbit hole.
Okay.
I'll give you the high level. Apparently going all the way back to the Wonder Years, he was like abusive.
He's like 10 years old.
When he was like 16 on the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know if it was all or a part of it was like hashtag Me Too type stuff.
Oh, no.
But it was also, in addition to that, yelling and screaming at people when they, whoever played the mom in the Wonder Years, she thinks the reason they canceled the Wonder Years was because the studio wanted to avoid any publicity around accusations that were made against him.
God.
Then when they rebooted the Wonder Years, Fred Savage was an executive producer and complaints came up again. And mind you, that's like 20 some years later.
Yeah.
So apparently he's like an unbearable prick, which is heartbreaking to me because he is like...
He's the kid actor pretty much,
I mean,
right? Is he the best B-level movie kid actor? Do you know what I mean? Like consistency.
Yeah, like Macaulay Culkin's your A-list, right?
Yeah. Like Corey Feldman's your A-list.
Yeah, you got Little Monsters.
Yeah.
You got...
Vice versa.
Yeah, vice versa. You got
Princess Bride.
Which, I mean, he's great in it, but like,
It's a very...
Don't tell me he makes the movie. Calm down.
It's an important role.
Anybody could have played that role.
No.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Max, in total... All right, I'm not going to fight with you.
Yeah.
The Princess Bride has a lot of people carrying that movie outside of Fred Savage. Like, let me put it to you this way. If you were forced to take a gun and shoot one of the characters in The Princess Bride, how many people would you put in front of? How many people would you save in order to save Fred Savage?
Yeah.
Could I have asked that any more complicated?
Yeah, like there's 8 or 9 guys ahead.
Well, let's do this real quick.
Andre the Giant.
Inigo Montoya.
Yep. Inconceivable.
Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn.
Yeah.
Chris Sarandon.
Yep.
Billy Crystal.
Yep.
Made his wife.
His wife.
Yeah, who's awesome.
Yeah.
God, who else is there?
How about the albino?
Oh, no, I'd rather shoot the albino.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
the grandpa. The grandpa's better than Savage.
Ooh, Columbo.
Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I think because
I
watched
think I just disproved your theory.
the Deadpool stuff is really fun where
Yeah,
he was in the
that
bed.
is good. He was good in Deadpool. All the Chicago Bear crap everywhere.
They won last night.
I saved my butt.
Yeah.
I need the Bears to keep winning. Not keep winning, but just beat the Vikings. All right. So yeah, basically what I think, we'll talk about facts about the movie, but overall, part of the reason I love this movie, I really do love this movie, but I think this is an example of loving a movie because right time, right place nostalgia.
Yeah.
The movie itself is not structurally built all that great.
It's one of those where you love the flaws. You know what I mean?
I don't even think that's true.
Really?
I don't even think it's I love the flaws. This is just for me. You and I are different because of our age gap. For me, the reason this movie was great is because it was very rare that you would watch a movie and you'd be like, oh yeah, that's me. I mean, like you could find similarities in characters, but I would look at that and be like, I literally am playing that video game right now.
Did you relate to Fred Savage?
Dude, I used to call the Nintendo Power hotline and ask for help.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
And my mom would murder me, and it was like a 900 number back when that was a thing.
Were they helpful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime any kid, again, no internet. So
Yeah.
back in the day, if you got stuck on a level in a video game, you were calling, and then Nintendo
How much did
Power
it cost?
magazine. It was, again, back then it was probably like $5 a minute, but like,
Oh my God.
Dude.
No, that's a ton.
they were brilliant. The whole model is so
Yeah.
brilliant, right? Because now you can just look up anything, right? You can watch a YouTube video on how to beat anything.
You should have been an 80s video game scammer.
Oh God, man, I
Yeah.
would have loved it. But anyways, that's why this movie was so great. And like the crush that he has on that girl, like I had a huge crush on her. That's the same girl that played Shelley Long's daughter in Troop Beverly Hills.
Oh, yeah.
And like she was, I'm very surprised she had very little, because she was a voice on American Dad, by the way, as is every person
Really?
we know. Every
Yeah.
person we know has at least one voice they've done on
Yeah,
American
Christian
Dad.
Slater, too.
Yeah. Well,
And Bo Bridges.
yeah. And they had great careers. The girl, I was surprised, didn't have more of a career.
Yeah, I feel like the girl from Goonies took her shine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she didn't have, it's interesting. From that era, just something to consider. Female actresses, child female actresses, their careers never went to that second evolution, with the exception of Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, there's not that many great female roles in the late 80s and 90s.
There's some. I mean, look at what's her face from
Name
My Girl.
the top three 90s.
What's her face from My Girl?
Yeah. She's in Veep. She's really
I know
funny.
she's really funny in Veep.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you bring up Veep. Never seen a full episode, but
you see clips.
But TikTok
Yeah.
is like making me reevaluate that, because there are some of the best like punch down moments, like insults
I've been
ever
telling you
seen.
that forever.
I don't listen
That in
to you.
Succession.
I can't get into Succession. I tried.
You can.
I can't. Isn't that Macaulay Culkin's brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
Kieran.
All right, Max, back to the show.
Yep.
Let's talk about facts. I've got some amazing facts. I'm going to start with something that this is my own hubris. This is my own ego. When I discover a fact before I validate it. So I'm watching something. I'm like, wait a second. I know that.
I know exactly what you're talking
That
about.
to me is like it. That is my like endorphin dump. Like that's
the
like,
best.
That's the best feeling in the world. Where I'm like, oh my God.
Can I give a slight clue into what it is?
a tiny clue?
Is it have to do with dinosaurs?
No.
Oh.
But I did think that, but this one's better.
Okay.
I'll let you do that one right after mine.
All right, cool.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. When Lucas slips on the power glove and fires it up and presses the buttons, I'm like, that is for sure the notes from Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately, I was like,
Yeah.
boo, 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 boo.
Well, you're weirdly like savanty about music stuff.
You don't have to be savanti to remember those notes.
Well, no, you said, remember, like you
I
know-
am, but I'm just saying, Max. That's
Yeah.
like, it's 4 notes.
I'm giving you credit.
Boo, 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 boo,
It's
boo.
5 notes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Boo, 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 boo. So I confirmed that is, in fact, the exact note sequence from Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah, DECCG.
Yeah. I love that when you did that, you changed no notes. You didn't go D-E-C-D-G.
I don't know what they sound like.
Boo, 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 boo.
I can just play hot cross buns on a flute. Hot cross buns.
On a flute.
Wait, is that Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Yeah. Please stop. Can I blow your mind for a second?
Sure. Morty's Mind Blower.
Baba Black Sheep,
Yep.
Mary Had a Little Lamb, and the Alphabet Song are all the exact same song. Follow me.
Okay.
Baba Black Sheep, A, B, C, D, Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Oh, yeah.
No, maybe Mary Had a Little Lamb's not
Yeah, I
true.
was going to say, that one doesn't
But
sound
the
right.
first two are true.
Yeah.
Was it? No, Twinkle, Twinkle. I screwed it up. Damn
Twinkle-
it, I screwed it up.
Okay.
I screwed up my own fact. Ignore Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Okay.
Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Yep.
ABC Song. And what was the third?
Dream On, Aerosmith.
Yes. All are the Dream on, dream on. What would you do if I sang?
You doing the Wonder Years
out
song?
of tune? No, because the Wonder Years is another huge part of why I love this movie. Anyways, back to facts. Go ahead. You've got your follow up to that. After
Okay.
I gave my exciting one.
So at the end with the dinosaurs, you know, and
yes.
they realized that's where his sister had died.
That's not where his sister died. What movie did you watch where you think that the dinosaurs is where his sister died?
Or he finds a picture?
That's also not true. Did you watch the movie? Tell me the truth.
I did. I was being tattooed at the time.
Jesus Christ, Max. The girl didn't die at the dinosaurs. She died at the river by the house.
She was eaten
She
by
was
the
not eaten by the dinosaurs. The last time the family was all together and happy
picture, yeah.
was visiting on their way to California, stopping and visiting that little dinosaur
Got
park
it.
area.
And she was trapped in the photo.
Yes.
So like
Her spirit was trapped. What would you do if I sang out of tune? You're a moron. Continue, please. This is where she died. Go with your butchered fact. Jesus Christ.
So the dinosaurs look familiar.
Yeah.
And it's the Wheel Inn restaurant in Cabazon, California, which is in the Palm Springs area. And that's where Large Marge dropped off Pee-wee, right? And he hung out with Simone and like the giant dinosaur.
That's correct. That's where he and Simone saw the sunrise before her giant husband tried to murder him.
Yeah. Did you know that when you saw the movie right away?
I did not.
Really?
I did not.
Okay, it looked familiar to me.
I had maybe an inkling, but not a good one.
Yeah. Oh, and this is my new favorite thing. Max's foreign titles of this movie.
Oh, I pulled that fact specifically just for you.
Yeah.
But you go ahead and do it. I knew you'd love that. I pulled it for sure.
So Germany was Joystick Heroes. Also could be a rated X
Joystick
movie.
Heroes.
Japan was called Sweet Road.
Yeah.
A little weird. Italian and Brazil, it was Wizard of Video Games. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that one makes more sense than the others.
France, Video Kid, like it. Spain, the champion of video games. A little simple. Sweden, Game Boy. That's nice because it's like he's a gamer and he's a boy.
Yeah.
So nice combo. Finland was Game Over.
And then the whole Game Boy things.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like the
So you
second.
left that part out, but go ahead. Sorry.
Canadian French, it was The Child Genius,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know. I mean, he was special, but he wasn't like a genius.
Max, I've got a fact for you
Okay.
that you're going to like.
Yep.
Because it touches you in a sweet, special spot because you're the only person I know who likes this movie.
My breast?
The truck that Spanky Frank McRae borrows from Old Pete in the movie is the
Spanky from Old Pete.
Is the same truck driven by Sylvester Stallone's Lincoln Hawk character for most of the movie over the top.
No, it's not.
You can even see Hawk hauling on the door as Spanky climbs into the cab during the rescue of Jimmy from the runaway recovery expert.
How does that happen? Like, do they go to the like over the top people or just it's on set? and you
Max,
can
I don't know how.
borrow
I
it?
don't know how.
It's like the overboard truck.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that it happened. That's what excites me.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What do you got?
Let's see. Christian Slater played the son of Jeff Bridges in a movie too. It was called Tucker, the Man in His Dream.
Tucker!
Yeah. What's that from?
It's
Tugger.
it's from freaking South Park.
Yeah, Tugger. Not,
Tugger.
yeah.
I know. I Tugger. Come on, Tugger.
Bo Bridges and Christian Slater never played video games before this movie, and they started playing and became
And they
addicted.
got hooked. Yeah. I mean, it's easy to get addicted.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. They never outright say that the little boy has autism or that he's on the spectrum. They just make it seem like it's PTSD. But the reason that they don't do that is because only a year earlier was Rain Man with Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. So they wanted to create a little bit of separation and not just mirror that.
That's interesting. I think you'd want to actually link to that.
I will say it feels a lot like Rain Man.
Yeah.
Brothers traveling cross country.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like
wandering off.
It's like the Disney version of Rain Man.
Yeah. Like,
definitely
definitely
Mario.
in California.
Yeah.
Yeah. California.
The woman who says, Roger, it's them again, is the same woman who dies trying to get off the bus in Speed.
No way. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's in a lot. She's the mom in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, who gets killed. Did you notice Tobey Maguire's in this movie?
I did.
Yeah.
It was his debut.
Yeah. He's Lucas's friend on the far left after the video Armageddon finalists are announced.
Armageddon.
He's got a mullet.
I do love Armageddon.
Yeah. Oh, the stage was actually inspired by the spaceship in Alien.
That's what they wanted it to look like.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah.
It didn't really look like it.
No. It looks more castly.
All right, I'm going to steal this from you because you didn't come back to it. The original pitch for the movie was The Karate Kid, but with video games.
Incredible.
That's great.
Yeah. I love that so much. It makes somewhat sense. What's his crane kick?
I don't think it actually makes any sense at all. But I love that they said it because here's the thing: there's nothing in this that feels like the Karate Kid.
No, overtly mean bullies that go over the top on the actual.
But that's the thing: the bullies in the Karate Kid are consistent from the beginning to the end. In the Wizard, you have 3 different sets of bullies.
It's true,
right?
Yeah,
and the reality also is that it's not a fish out of water story. Daniel LaRusso is like
moves to a new country.
Poor kid living in the rich side of town, falls in love. There's not an older mentor that's teaching him how to play video games.
That's true.
And there's nothing, I don't understand.
He's just naturally
this.
good. Yeah.
I just think this is a brilliant way to get your foot in the door, right?
Yeah.
Like walk in there and be like, this is Inglourious Bastards meets Pinocchio. And then they're like, done, let's go.
Cool. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's something. So this was interesting too. Do you know about the Universal Studios lawsuit against Nintendo for Donkey Kong?
No.
Apparently there was one. The fact that Universal did this movie and there are so many NES games in it shows that they had gotten over and patched things up. This happened in the 80s, early 80s. I guess there was a huge lawsuit against Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, it almost bankrupted. I saw this on the documentary. It almost bankrupted Nintendo.
Okay.
But you know what's something funny? Their lawyer got them off the hook, and their lawyer, his name is I don't remember what his first name is, but his last name's Kirby, and he was bald,
the inspiration
bald and pink.
for
and,
he was the inspiration. I
for
did know
Kirby.
that.
Yeah.
What documentary did I watch that's the same one you
It's
watched?
the Netflix, the
You're
4-part one.
You're right.
Yeah. It's called like Game Over or something
You
like that.
are correct.
Yeah.
Sir. You are correct.
So, do you know this movie? I thought this was really unique. So, this might be why it's so disjointed and kind of hard to follow sometimes. Normally, the studio says, hey, your movie's too long. You got to cut it down. What the director, Tom Holland, did was he shot the entire 150-minute movie, and then he cut scenes out to make this movie 90 minutes.
Weird.
Yeah. But in the 2020 DVD, you can watch the full 2.5-hour movie.
Well, I think that's something we should look into.
Yeah.
I'd love to see all the parts that are taken out. Maybe more video games.
There's a lot more Reno stuff for the casinos.
Viva Las Reno.
You know, they couldn't record in the casinos at first, but they wanted to meet.
They bribed them by having kids because, Fred Savage was such a banger back then.
Yeah.
They just said all the state officials' kids. I'm sorry. Now that I realize, sorry. My bad.
Fred Savage sexually assaulted all of them.
No, quiet little lamb. Max, any other facts before we take a quick break for some words from our sponsors?
Bobby Brown and New Kids on the Block were on the soundtrack.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
And KYO TV.
Yeah.
All right, Max, let's hear what our sponsors have to say real briefly. A little brief commercial ad. Little something tight. Swoosh. Short, stubby Susie. Buzzn The Tower is also brought to you by Dobie Real Estate. You can find them at wearedobie.com. Buying a house, selling a house, a trailer, a house, a truck, whatever you need. The Dobie Real Estate is the people that you want in your corner if you were to fall into $50,000 because you're exploiting your child who's on the spectrum who knows how to play video games. Like, that's how I look at it. So reach out to Dobie Real Estate today. Tell them that Buzzn The Tower sent you. They're going to make sure that you get into the right home. And if you got to sell your home and move quickly because you've abandoned your child, this is the place you want to go as well.
I've abandoned my boy.
The Wizard is it's a disturbing film, but we're going to talk about it.
They keep it light, though.
They
keep it moving.
To me, it feels like it's like a family drama, but it's got Benny Hill music behind it, so whatever. Reach out to Dobie Real Estate today. $400 million in sales, 1,000 homes sold. They are the right team to work with, and this is the right time to use them. All right, Max, walk me through the cornucopia of talent that was in this movie.
Cornucopia.
Who we got?
Well, you have director Tom Holland, who kind of had a really good TV career, but never really did anything in movies.
Sure.
Max Headroom episode. Remember Max Headroom?
I remember. Yeah.
So actually,
that wasn't me stuttering. That was me doing Max Headroom. Yeah.
I went to the Pink concert this summer.
Sure you did.
And her intro was her as Max Headroom.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a big 80s thing.
Yeah.
Because that was also in Back to the Future when they did that cafe.
It's in a ton of stuff.
I know, it is.
He's amazing. Twin Peaks, Tales from the Crypt.
That's a great movie. Now, is that starring
the Bill and Ted TV show, Felicity, Friends, 26 episodes of Malcolm in the Middle, and Shameless.
All right.
So that's a good TV career.
Yeah, absolutely.
The writer David Chisholm did nothing I've heard of.
It's probably Chisholm.
Yep.
But I like Chisholm.
He's got an O in there.
Chisholm.
Fred Savage, we've talked about, started acting at 9. Princess Bride, he's the grandchild. Vice versa, he's Charlie. Little Monsters, he's Brian. Wonder Years, 114 episodes.
What would you do? Sorry.
I didn't, wait, who voiced over? Oh, it's Daniel Stern.
Yeah,
the Wet Bandit.
Oh, no. Daniel Stern.
Did the voiceover.
No, he's the NBA's commissioner.
That's David Stern.
I know.
Yeah.
It was a test. Yes.
Of what?
Yes, the Wet Bandit. I know.
Yeah. And his brother is Ben Savage, who was Corey on Boy Meets World.
Correct.
So that's an important one for me.
I was told that he was my doppelganger. Doppelganger. I mean, way back in the day when I was younger, not now.
I could see that.
He's not my doppelganger now.
So I forgot that I love adult Fred Savage. Rules of Attraction, he's Bateman's roommate who's just messed up in his underwear playing the clarinet. Remember? He's like just clearly on drugs.
Do you remember when he was the professor that came on a little too strong to Topanga?
Yeah.
Boys Meet World.
Yeah.
Adult era. I watched that clip the other day.
It's Topanga.
I know.
Yeah.
God, man.
Yeah.
Topanga.
Yeah. Still. Need to sit down.
Did she go to Michigan?
No. I would have
For
found
a hot
her.
minute, I heard that. I thought she was going to Michigan.
That's incredible. I mean, she's old. She's 45 now or something, probably.
I mean, I'm 44. She's younger than me.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Well, if she's 45, she's older than you.
Siri, where did Topanga go to college? Oh, never mind. I suppose when you say Topanga instead of the actress's name, it starts giving you information about the actual show, and not her real life.
Yeah, there was a whole college episode with them. Yeah. But Fred Savage also, remember a Gold member, Austin Powers?
Yeah.
He's the mole guy.
I know.
Guacamole.
Do you know that a buddy of mine was in that movie?
What was he?
So remember the scene where they're doing the photo shoot with a lot of vagina?
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
The girl from Third Rock from the Sun.
Yep. Wait, no, that's not her. She's in the second movie.
Oh, then I'm thinking of the second one.
Yeah.
I thought Fred Savage was in the second one.
He's in the
first
third one. He's in Gold member.
Whatever one they were doing the photo shoot with the girl from Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah, and she tried to shoot with
And
her.
remember, there's a whole crew
Yeah.
like in there. He's one of the crew guys.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
Christian Slater is one of my favorite actors.
Pretty amazing.
Like
90s movie list for us to throw in next year. Pump Up the Volume.
oh my god, yeah.
I love that movie.
Hardcore Henry, is that what it is? Or
Hard on Harry, not
Yeah.
Hardcore Harry.
okay, that's another movie.
No, you're just butchering it.
Yeah.
What did you last week? You said something incredible, and I was like,
I don't know.
oh damn it! I gotta go re-listen to the episode.
Yeah, but he was supposed to be the new Jack Nicholson. Like he talked like
He's got that.
that kind of talk like this. You know, like
the name's Christian Slater.
Yeah, but had a great career though. I mean, he's
still in stuff.
yeah. Legend of Billie Jean. He's Binks. That was his like premiere one. Gleam in the Cube. Have you seen Gleam in the Cube yet?
No,
It's incredible. So I mean, he is a skateboard.
Yeah.
Who's what's it called? Adopted. His adopted brother, or no?
Oh, I have seen this.
Yeah.
Died in like
It's like a Vietnam.
I have seen this.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes, I have.
Heathers, he's incredible as JD.
He's really good.
Young Guns 2, he's Arkansas Dave.
He's really good.
Pump Up the Volume. Robin Hood, he's Will.
I loved him in Robin
yeah.
Hood.
True Romance is probably his best.
Brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, that movie is incredible. By the way,
Okay, no. Actually, my favorite movie of his that is the most underrated movie of all
I
time.
already know what you're gonna say. Very Bad Things.
No,
Oh.
I hate that movie.
Oh, I love that movie. That's what I envisioned your bachelor party being.
That's why I'm not having
it
one.
into we're gonna have a best friend handshake party.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Are you mad?
No, not at all.
Broken Arrow.
Oh yeah.
Him and Travolta are incredible.
What's the movie? Isn't he in a movie with Christy Swanson?
Christy Swanson.
Yeah, you don't know who that is?
No.
She is like, I don't know, she kind of inhabits the same space as Elizabeth Shue. Do you remember in Hot Shots when
Oh, yeah,
when,
no, I know.
Suck in that chest.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Christy Swanson.
Okay, cool.
Oh, she's Buffy. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. What movie are they in together? I don't know. I know he was in Hollow Man 2, which is insane. I got to see that.
The Halloween. Do they kill a puppy in that movie?
And Mr. Robot, he's incredible. He's Mr. Robot.
Never seen an episode. I hear Mr. Robot's great though.
Yeah, and also Rick and Morty, he's the voice of Vance Maximus. You know, the guy who's like the Iron Man guy? Yeah. So that made me happy. And Archer, he's Slater's voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue, Max.
Luke Edwards, who plays Jimmy Woods.
Did he do anything after?
He was in Newsies and also Little Big League.
Okay.
I always remember that scene where like the guy's like, "You're a little short." He goes, "You're a little fat."
Never seen either.
No, it's good. It's like a little kid inherits a baseball team.
Okay.
So, Bo Bridges. God, I gotta get that right. Plays Sam Woods. He's Lloyd Bridges' son and Jeff Bridges' brother. Have you seen Norma Ray?
No.
Okay, it's a great movie. It's a Sally Field like inspiring 70s movie. It's about like textile workers like getting together to get like equal and fair pay.
Okay.
He's kind of the fun-loving husband that supports her and all.
Okay.
The Fabulous Baker Boys, awesome movie.
I have seen that.
Yeah. Sidekicks, he's the dad.
I have seen that
Yeah,
too.
Sidekicks rules.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize
Little
this.
Chuck Norris. Dude, I met someone yesterday at my job
Yeah.
who is a like distant cousin of Chuck Norris.
Oh my God.
We were playing the icebreaker game, 2 Truths and a Lie.
Yeah.
And her lie, like her 3 truths, one of them was like, I learned that I'm related to Chuck Norris. And I'm like, please let that be a truth. Please let that be
Has
a
she
truth.
met him?
Yeah.
Oh my-
That's like how I'm related to Leonard Nimoy.
Oh
RIP.
yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
3 Men and a Baby director. It's crazy. But my favorite role of his is remember Jerry Maguire?
Yes.
He has the #1 pick.
Oh yeah, it's his dad.
Yeah. My bond's as strong as oak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's awesome.
What about all that? My bond is strong
Strong
as
as
oak.
oak. Yeah. Hanging out with that colored
Colored,
fella,
yeah.
though.
That was a little racist.
It was
Caught me
really,
off guard.
Really not great.
Yeah, it was like the whole movie is like going really great, and then it's all of a sudden they called him colored, and I was like, super racist,
Yeah.
but whatever.
But we remember it.
Yeah, we do.
But you're talking about it.
We are.
That's my favorite, like, every offensive show. They're like, you can't say that. It's like, you're talking about it.
Yeah, true that.
Jenny Lewis, like you said, really did nothing.
Max, I had a massive, massive crush on her when I was a little kid.
Yeah. I mean, you wanted to be punched in the face and then kissed because you would be Fred Savage. You'd make fun of her into frustrating kissing you, and then she'd giggle.
That was kind of my move. Although today, I don't know, is that called?
Did you watch that and take notes?
No.
Were you like,
I just, again, like, it's funny because my youngest, Charlie, when she sees kissing on TV, like, she gets like all excited and like screams and freaks out.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to her. But I remember being like, seeing, if I saw a boy my age kiss a girl, I was like, oh man.
yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, of course. You're like,
Giggity.
what's that like?
Yeah.
When was your first kiss?
5th grade?
Nice.
Yeah, 5th
What was
grade.
her name?
Hillary.
Hillary what?
Hedge.
Duff?
No.
Oh. Why do you like people with two last alliteration?
That wasn't something I was seeking, Max.
I mean, you're adding up. Diane Decker, Hilly Huff,
That's Hillary. I don't know.
Valerie Boofman.
Yeah. Valerie?
I don't know.
Julia Gulia?
That's not alliteration. That's rhyming.
I know, you idiot. Oh, Jesus.
Lucy
Christ.
Lawless?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my favorite, by the way. On Parks and Rec, you realize who he falls in love with, Diane, is Xena the Warrior Princess. That's at least Lucy Lawless.
Yeah, I know
Makes
who
me
that is.
happy.
Yeah.
So the guy who played Bateman is Sam McMurray. He's like a total that guy. He's got 202 acting credits. He's Glenn, the neighbor from Raising Arizona.
Glenn?
Yeah. That's not him.
I know. That's not him. I just wanted to say it like.
Bill in National Lampoon's Xmas Vacation. Drop Dead Gorgeous. He's Lester. He's been on The Sopranos, Breaking Bad, all that good stuff. And then we have our boy, Frank McRae, who plays Spanky, former NFL player. He was in Norma Ray, that movie I just said. He was James Brown. Do your James Brown thing.
Kick my butt to boo.
Yeah.
Living in America.
Rocky 2, he's the meat foreman. 48 Hours, he's Hayden.
Oh, that's right. He was in Rocky 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vacation, he's Grover. Red Dawn, he's Mr. Teasdale.
Gets killed immediately.
Yeah.
Red Dawn, he's dead in the first 2
You
minutes
would
of the
think
movie.
he'd be like one of the survivalists. You know what I mean? Like,
No, dude,
he
was
probably
shot
can't
up.
run.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, you don't know what's going on. You just see a bunch of paratroopers come in and then you get shot up.
That shouldn't have been a teacher, though. He should have been like a survivalist.
That's why we love our teachers.
Yeah. Battery's not included. He's Harry Noble.
Oh, he's amazing. in
He's so
Battery
good.
Star.
Sharky.
God, man, what a tearjerker of a movie that is.
He's the best in it, too, because he's like, I fixed it. But Sharky in License to Kill and Decker in Last Action Hero. There was one deep cut that made me really happy. I got
a license to kill.
So the Armageddon register guy,
Yeah.
who's a little too emphatic, he's like, sign up here.
What is he from?
So
He's from a lot of, he's like super intense and he looks super familiar too.
yeah, so the thing I knew him from,
God,
like,
you're going to say it and it's going to blow my mind. I'm going to be so annoyed.
it makes me so happy.
I couldn't remember when I saw him. I should have looked him up.
So he's played by Lee Arenberg,
Yeah.
and he's the guy who gets his thumbs broken by Jerry Seinfeld accidentally when he owes bets.
You're right, but that's not it. What else is he in?
He's also the secondary pirate dude, Pintel, in Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
No, that's not it. I got to look it up.
He's in
There's
some other
something I'm
stuff, too,
missing.
yeah.
Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. Max, bear with me. I just got to
Yeah.
slam through this and figure out what I know him from. I know what I know him from.
What?
Immediately when I saw this, there's a Tales from the Crypt episode where it's disgusting. He takes these cotton swabs and like puts them in his ears because he keeps on like hearing something and he like jams it all the way through his ear and it's like gross.
Weird.
But that's immediately when I saw him, like, why do I know this guy?
I really
'Cause
wish I didn't
stuck
know
with me.
that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta watch it. It's
No.
really sweet.
California.
California
That's all I got.
had a girl.
Those are all my
Got
facts and
nothing
people.
else?
Yeah.
Nothing? Come on.
We got an hour out of the Wizard. That is A+ for us.
Well, then on that note, Max, is it time for us to go to our Buzzn The Tower fan spotlight?
Let's do it.
All right. Max, today's Buzzn The Tower fan spotlight is our good friend AJ. Aside from having initials for a name, which you know is like one of my favorite things in the
Sounds
world.
like a quarterback.
He is a good friend of the show. Had him on a couple times as a Buzzn The Tower fan spotlight, and I know he is a gamer. He's an old school gamer.
Big time.
Yeah, so I'm very curious to see what he had to say about this Oscar nominated film, The Wizard. AJ, go ahead, take it away, buddy.
Mo and Max, thanks for having me on Buzzn The Tower again. Really appreciate the opportunity to talk about The Wizard, one of my all-time favorite 80s movies. That movie, looking at the cover, the poster, any of it just brings me back to being a kid and my love for the Nintendo Entertainment System. that's still my number one top Christmas gift that I got in the 80s was my Nintendo Entertainment System. And this movie is a love letter to Nintendo, or more accurately, a giant commercial for Nintendo. And we were all okay with that. That's what the 80s was about, right? He-Man was to sell the toy. Transformers was to sell the toy. The Wizard was to get more people hooked on Nintendo. The crazy thing is Nintendo didn't even need it. No competition at this time. Sega's trying with its Master System, but it can't really gain ground. Genesis hasn't come out yet, but it's on its way. Needless to say, Nintendo took this great opportunity to get some big name actors, right? Fred Savage, Christian Slater, Beau Bridges, to star in this great movie that just showcases everything cool about Nintendo. And no one can talk about The Wizard without talking about Nintendo's The Power Glove. You have the villain, Lucas Barton, and he says the most true statement there is. I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. And bad it was. Any kid who saw this movie, you wanted that Power Glove. You did whatever you could to try and get it. I never owned one as a kid, but I had that wealthy friend who had one. And let me tell you, that Power Glove sucked. It didn't work. Didn't register on the TV, difficult to use, horrendous. And I can confirm that today because I own a Power Glove, a working Power Glove, and it's still terrible to use. So Nintendo sold us all on that false bill of goods there. But what a great part of the movie to see that in there. And Nintendo goes on, right? It has its kind of classic games. You got some Double Dragon, Rad Racer, and of course the reveal of Super Mario 3. I mean, who could have imagined Super Mario where Mario and Luigi can fly like raccoons? I mean, just amazing. Just a great addition. I also love the use of the Nintendo Power Hotline. I never got to call that as a kid because, again, they charge you per minute. But pretty cool to see them speaking with Nintendo gameplay counselors, a job that I wish that I could have when I was a kid. Side note, if you'd like a copy of a binder from a actual Nintendo gameplay counselor, found one on eBay, only $5,000. So Max, I'll be hitting you up after the show to borrow $5,000 so I can get myself one. And of course, the movie ends with them at Universal Studios, another little promo plug there, at Video Armageddon, which arguably is the precursor to the Nintendo World Championships, another actual Nintendo thing where they had people compete. Again, something I wished I could have participated in but never did. So I absolutely appreciate this love letter to Nintendo. However, because it's so much about Nintendo, that's all I remembered. So when we watched it as a family 8 months ago, totally forgot about the underlying part that the storyline is that the Wizard is going to be put in a mental institute because he's suffering from PTSD in watching his twin sister drown a couple of years earlier. Oof, forgot that little part of the plot line. But I digress. Arguably, one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and what I think is the most realistic, is when you have Christian Slater and Beau Bridges looking for their, brother and son, and they're at a hotel, and you find out that Beau Bridges has been up all night trying to beat the NES Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he's only made it to level 3. So true. That game is freaking hard. So before I sign off, I have to ask one question. Mo, is there trouble brewing in the Lion's Den? I mean, you guys almost lost to my Bears, who are terrible. I'll admit it, they're terrible. Then you proceeded to lose at home, nationally televised Thanksgiving to the Jordan Love-led Packers. Ugh, just turns my stomach. But I guess it doesn't really matter because as a Chicago guy, we know that the Super Bowl is going to be won by number 1 Mike Ditka. He's going to go out there himself and beat whoever shows up, score 54-2. You wonder how that 2 happened. Ditka gave up a safety because he decided taking a nap after he ate 100 Polish sausages. So thanks again, Mo and Max. Talk to you later.
That is detail right there. He cares.
Can we jump to the end of his statement?
The Bear stuff?
Yeah. Bear down, AJ.
Caleb Williams is coming, man.
Let me tell you what I love about Packers fans and Bears fans. When they get emotional, they slip into their local tongue.
Yeah.
Like Packers fans, but oh yeah, like they get that little like Wisconsin. You want some cheese?
He went right into the Ditka.
Ditka. Like, he slowly went into it before he was even meant to do it. He's like, oh, you're gonna lose to my Bears, eh?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Sounds French.
The only I know, the Bears. The only thing I don't like about AJ is the only thing I don't like about The Princess Bride, which is
Fred Savage?
No, now Fred Savage is the Bears paraphernalia in his room. I can't stand the Bears. They're my least favorite team. However,
Great quarterback franchise, though.
oh yeah, the best of the best. However, big however here, the Bears pulled their you-know-what together and beat the Vikings on Monday Night Football,
So
bailing out my Lions from crapping the bed on Thanksgiving. So a rare moment for me. I'd like to thank AJ and the Bears for doing that. Now, to his other points, spot on. First of all,
level 3 stuff.
First of all, the fact that he has a Power Glove is nothing short of incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So let's get to work on getting some photos.
Let's get one framed in here.
Absolutely. That's first of all. Second of all, he's really, his point about this being a love letter to Nintendo and an unnecessary one. He's absolutely right. Hasbro, Funimation, all those classic 80s cartoons, they were to sell merch. Nintendo was printing money.
Yeah.
So like, I think this is more Universal hitching their wagon to Nintendo. But I mean, he's right, man. It was just the biggest thing in the world. And man, the Nintendo World Championship. AJ, you missed out. It was the greatest moment.
You should sign up for. I'm sure they have one now of like old school stuff. Sign up.
I couldn't do it, dude.
Come on, we'll do a live. We'll do a live one.
I actually, how sad is this? I don't think that my hands could like hold themselves together long enough to play. Like there was a time in my life
You've carried people out of burning buildings.
It doesn't matter. That's 20 seconds worth of work. And I've told you a million times, like as a firefighter, that happens like once a career that you carry someone out. Like, I love how you're like, oh, you're a cop, so you're involved with like The Wire. You assume that I've been like bombed.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
like
how it works.
Doctors are stuffing butts all the time.
Yeah, right. They're not stuffing butts. God, I can't stand you.
Light bulbs and stuff. I've seen enough TV.
Well, what is the name of your autobiography? I almost made it.
I got close.
I got close. So we're getting close to
How many kittens have you saved?
We're getting close to having the studio up and running, and I'm gonna get you like a little placard that just says I got close.
No, you should get like a gong and we hit it every time I get close.
No, that gong will be ringing in my ears nonstop. AJ, amazing job as always, and thank you so much for being a Bears fan. That's all we need is more of those. But on a serious note, thank you for the wonderful feedback on The Wizard and the Spotlight. Max, I got nothing else on this beautiful, beautiful movie that we talked about. We've concluded our synopsis, our wrap-up of The Wizard. Reminder to subscribe, leave a review, follow us on all social media platforms at Buzzn The Tower, BUZZN The Tower. We're coming up on it, man. We've got the month of December, and then January we are video a go.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, some of our fans wanted me to remind you because we forgot. It's Christmas month, so like we forgot Halloween month, kind of late.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
we should. All right. So starting next week with holiday films.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're only. I mean, this episode will come out December 4th.
Yes.
Okay. You're just guessing.
No.
That's fine.
Yeah. No, that's right.
Did you confirm Tuesday's the 4th?
Yep.
So the rest of December will be holidays and New Year's type stuff.
Yep.
Rock and roll. Max, how do you want to end this episode?
You're a quitter, Mo, and I don't care if you did like me. Your attitude sucks.
I like it. It's great.
I'll punch you in a monster mask.
Fantastic.
That's my favorite part of this entire movie. Because he like gets knocked out.
It's pretty good.
I was like, that is a shot.
How do I want to end? How about bum 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 ba-dum 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 boo 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 boo. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.